Bears fans, YouTube, welcome back to another episode of Bears Fans Talk. I'm your host, Johnny CMD, here as always with the main event, Kevin Haggerty, on our fourth Victory Monday of the season.
Four in a row. It's called a winning streak.
Do you want to go? You prepped for this whole thing. I'm just going to turn it over to you now, Kevin. What do you have to say about the winning streak?
Well, if you win one, you win yesterday. And then if you win two, it's called two in a row. If you win three, that's called a winning streak.
Yes.
And it's happened before. And not only that, we've won four in a row now,
Four in a row. We were not able to, Kevin just came back from vacation. We were not able to cover the great win against the Commanders. We now sit here with a 4-game winning streak, 4-2, after taking a decisive, I think it is a pretty decisive win against the New Orleans Saints. It was sloppy, but I'm going to start with the positives. Kevin, the Bears are 4-2.
Yes.
After a 4-game winning streak, we have finally officially climbed out of the basement of the NFC North. If it weren't for a game-winning drive from Jordan Love yesterday, the Bears would be in second place in the division.
That is insane.
Yes. The Bears lead the league in takeaways. No team has more takeaways in the league, and plenty of teams have played 7 games as opposed to the Bears 6 because a lot of them haven't had bye weeks. But there's nobody in the league with more takeaways than the Bears.
That's amazing.
They put up another 4-piece in takeaways.
Yep.
And the last stat, this is probably something we would have talked about last week, but it continues to extend. Not only were the Bears the only team to score at least 21 points in all 5 games, they are now the only team to do it in all 6 games.
Yes.
Who would have thought? And I don't think the Bears lead. I don't know what the Bears are in scoring offense ranked overall, but that's still a pretty impressive statistic.
I've also heard that the Bears are aren't they the only team that have hit the over every single game?
I do not know that.
I believe that is accurate. I don't know about the Saints if they did, because they did. The Saints would have hit the over too. The thing is about
I think it would have been the under for this game.
40?
Maybe the team total. Are you saying just for the Bears?
For sure,
team
total.
But I think it was under. I think the over under was higher than 40 points.
I think you're probably right. But here, what I didn't know about it when the game started was the rain and the wind. I had no idea because I was actually in Arizona.
It was a pretty ugly day, especially in the beginning of the morning.
Yeah, it looked nice.
It got better. It got better as the game went on, for sure.
But
I do think the wind was still a factor.
Yeah. But when we go back about the Bears, if you tell me the Bears were 4-2 today, at the start of the season, I'd be ecstatic.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, John. We should almost be 5-1. Let's be honest.
It's close, yes.
That Minnesota game, like we kind of alluded to it off camera to start the game, but we are 4-2. And after starting 0-2 to start the season, this is why we do this podcast, John. So we can come here and we can talk on these Victory Mondays on these 4-2. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. So we didn't get a lot of them last year, but
we didn't.
Before I get into the counterpoint to the point you just made, I want to say if you're new here, please like, comment, and subscribe. How are you feeling about the Bears so far? And I'm going to throw the question to anyone who's listening right now, and I'm going to post it to you before I kind of get back into what you were just saying. Last week, I pretty much asked you this every week. Last week, did you think the Bears were a legitimate playoff contender?
Last week I saw coming out of the bye.
Coming out of the Commanders win.
Yeah, coming out of the bye and them beating the Commanders, I was getting very excited. Let's just say that.
I was happy about the way they looked against the Commanders.
Yes.
I would still think the answer is, I still think personally the answer for me was no. I was not ready to say like, hey, the Bears are a legitimate playoff contender. I'm not ready to put my heart in it at that point.
Okay.
What about you? How do you feel? Last week, coming out of the Commanders game.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this is awesome. Like this is very, very, very good. Trending in the right direction. And let me just answer your question. How do I feel after the Saints game? Yeah. I'm ready to get hurt.
Okay, so you're saying the Bears are a legitimate playoff contender.
Here's the thing. If you're 4-2, Johnny, it doesn't matter how it happens. And the thing was, the ball is bouncing. I said this before. The ball is bouncing the right way for the Bears now. And it is.
It is. Yes.
In like 50-50 plays, things that should go the Bears' way or could go either way are going the Bears' way. And the pendulum's swinging in the right direction right now. And for example, this was 2 weeks ago we're talking about, but the Kansas City game, did they play Sunday night or whatever? Like their special teams had all these penalties. And like that's very un-KC like. Now I know they came out and they absolutely dominated this week, but the Bears are actually firing on all cylinders right now. Defense is looking good. Jake Moody's looking good. Like, they're kicking field. You're rolling your eyes. But he was 4 for 4. Like, that's what we need, Johnny. Everyone needs to do their job in execution.
Yes.
And Ben Johnson's got that locker room. We're 4-2. It doesn't matter if we win by 1 point or 100 points. We are winning ball games. We are on a winning streak, and I'm ready to get hurt.
Before I switch over to some Debbie Downer takes I have, like I said, there are plenty of good things to talk about. I've got a few Debbie Downer things that I want to say.
Classic Bears fan.
But I'm going to flip us over to the clip of the week, and this is what I think are becoming famous Ben Johnson locker room talks. I don't think I've ever actually sought these out in a way that I have. Just Ben Johnson is hyped. I like the way that he addresses the locker room, and I thought this one was a particularly good one. So let me see if I can get this started here.
That's right. That's right. 4 in a row. That's right. Hey, what do you say? Hey, man, I'm proud of you guys so much. That was a huge week for us, and the reason why we didn't handle the short week well the first go-around, so much better this go-around. Let me tell you something. Offense, 200 yards on the ground.
Let's go. DeAndre Swift.
4 turnovers.
Defense.
Holy cow. I got 1 game ball for right now. We'll have more tomorrow. I have 1 game ball right now, okay? I already talked about defense, 4 turnovers, okay? Defense, 44 yards on the ground, all right? Defense, 4 sacks. Dennis Allen, come here!
I mean, this was the obvious choice. I just think class act here.
Sure. So you're having fun, right?
Yeah,
that's the locker room I want to see.
it's easy to have fun when you're winning, but I like even going beyond this.
Hey, sometimes the good Lord just has a freaking plan for you that you don't know about.
Yes, sir.
And sometimes you ain't good enough for somewhere else. That's perfectly fine.
Yes, sir.
I love being here. And I love being with this group of guys. You guys work your damn off. Right? But 4 ain't enough. 4 ain't enough. Next one. Let's go to
That boy DA.
So I really liked as I'm watching that in real time, like he's listening off defensive stat, and like is he going to give the ball to the defense? And then, obviously as soon as they give it to Dennis Allen, like that makes sense. For anyone who doesn't know, Dennis Allen was fired by the Saints last year and became our defensive coordinator. And what I really like, this is the first time I've really heard Dennis Allen speak. We've sung his praises. I mean, the Bears defense has been up and down for sure. But I really liked about that is it really highlights there's another coach in that locker room who has head coaching experience. The way he addressed the team there is a guy who's comfortable. He's a leader. With another leader alongside Ben Johnson. I really like what we're doing here. Like I said, I have a few Debbie Downer points that I'll probably get to. But there are some good things here. There are things to be excited about.
Let's go back to the DA conversation because that is something that we were talking about to start the season because Ben Johnson really doesn't have an offensive coordinator. Ben Johnson
have not – that Doyle Declan guy, or Declan Doyle,
yeah.
We've never seen him. I've never seen an interview. Like, does he even exist?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So Ben Johnson is running that offense. You needed someone to come in like that, like DA, to run the defense.
Yeah.
And we were kind of down on that defense for a little bit after like the second week after getting absolutely destroyed by Detroit. And what we know now is Detroit is they are the elite team that we thought they were.
Yeah.
Okay. Like we just watched them on Monday Night Football absolutely destroy Tampa Bay. And it's great to see, though, that he's able to come – and we got the players back, too, now, right? Like, Kyler Gordon's back.
Kyler Gordon being back. Jaquan Brister's, putting together a good season. We finally got Tremaine Edmonds.
Yeah, Edmonds is back, too. I mean, but, like, he's got the boys playing really well. And granted, the Saints aren't the best team in the world. But still, though, a win's a win. And like you said, the leadership from DA, too, those boys, they're playing for him. They were pumped for him, and they wanted him. And, like, it's easy to have fun when you're winning, but the kind of two go together, right? Like good vibes, good feelings do translate to wins, in my opinion.
I think we saw last year what happens when you lose the locker room. I mean, your guys stop playing for you. A team that makes it anywhere in the league has got to be a team that just becomes more than the sum of its parts. And I think a lot of that is just like locker room and coaching, the stuff that you don't really see. So there's a couple of things I want to go piece by piece. We're going to talk about Caleb Williams. But I'm going to start by just kind of putting things in perspective.
Okay.
And the first terrible statistic I want to share with you is after 6 games last year, what was our record?
Let me tell me it's 4-2.
It was 4-2.
Okay. So you're saying deja vu?
And we're sitting here last year. We had absolutely
Oh, yeah,
rolled.
you're
I
right.
think it was the Jaguars and the Panthers. We rolled them in consecutive weeks.
We're about to go into the bye.
We were about to go into the bye, and then the Washington game happened.
Yep.
Then everything fell apart.
Yep.
And I truly don't believe that we're that. I don't believe that there's any part of this team that could go on a 10-game embarrassing losing streak the way that we did last year. I hope. But that being said,
that's a good point.
A lot can change. We were 4-2 last year, and we are 4-2 now. And I'm also going to point out the fact. I want you to let's so week 1. J.J. McCarthy. Week 2, Jared Goff got rolled. Week 3, week 3 was that was the Cowboys.
Correct.
The Cowboys, who, I mean, they've been up and down. They looked pretty bad that week, and I think they were pretty beat up. I think they also lost CeeDee Lamb, so it's that, whatever. After the Cowboys, was the Raiders. Geno Smith.
I'm aware.
After the Raiders, it was the Commanders.
That was a quality win.
Did not have it was a quality win. They didn't have their top 2 wide receivers.
Still a quality win.
Not a quality win.
What do you mean?
And they have not been who they are. They have not
Debo played.
Debo played, yeah, sure.
Who's their second top receiver?
Scary Terry. There was somebody else.
One.
There was whatever. They were missing Scary Terry. And it was a rough game. It was a win on the road. Caleb led a game-winning drive. That being said, Jaden Daniels has not looked the way that he did last year. And then the Saints are bad. And I think this game, as they were kind of talking about, like, hey, the Saints aren't the 1-5 team that you think they are. They kind of looked like the 1-5 team we think they are. Rounding it out,
yes, fine.
The Bears, if anyone on mainstream sports news wants to call the Bears frauds, I'm not willing to argue with it right now, because you say that we could be 5-1, we could be 2-4.
Yeah, John.
Easily.
Back to my point though, the ball's bouncing our way, the pendulum's swinging our way, and like you're supposed to winning is winning, and I don't know what to tell you, John. I totally hear you, but I'm not trying to hate on the Bears.
Winning is winning. Winning is winning. We have these wins, and it's fantastic that we can make mistakes, play imperfect games, and still come away with the win. But I don't think we have a quality win yet.
Fine.
I'm not willing to say that we have a quality statement win yet.
Quality wins. That statement is what for college football when you're trying to build a resume to get the CFP.
I think, but no, I'm saying if you want to earn the respect of like the national circuit, or even us brokenhearted Bears fans, I think you got to go into like Lambeau Field.
I did it last year.
You've got to beat the Lions.
Yeah.
Like there's got to be something like that. Like, I think if the Ravens, we're gonna get to the Ravens, but if the Ravens start an actual team, they go in and beat the Ravens, and yeah, I'm willing to change this conversation. But I still think that there is some data out there that suggests, things aren't gonna be fantastic and easy sailing for the Bears going forward.
And I'm not saying that, but it's still the NFL, and these are still professional football players, and they're still winning games, John.
Yeah.
And the culture seems really positive right now. And for Ben Johnson, a guy who's a rookie head coach, you need to get some wins and build some confidence. For Caleb, who had a pretty pedestrian rookie year, it's great to see him come back and have some wins to string together some game-winning drives. It doesn't matter who it's against. It's at the NFL level, and that's what you want to see.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll segue into that. So, one thing I think that we have to talk about every single week is Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
And what do you think about his performance this week?
I think Caleb did exactly what he needed to do. He looked good.
Didn't look good.
I think he looked good enough. He's winning ball games.
Okay, Kevin, yes.
What do you want out of him? What do you want?
He didn't look good.
What do you want out of him?
He missed throws. I want him to look crisp and efficient. He had happy feet again. He was not working within the offense. He was scrambling and he was missing throws. He just didn't look good.
What was the one play when he was like out there like this? What's up with? Do you remember the one play when he rolled right and he like just the happy feet, if you will?
Yeah.
He like extended the play for like 12 seconds. The thing was he ended up just throwing the ball away. Now for me that is growth.
Yeah.
Old Caleb would have tried to fit that ball in somewhere and thrown a pick. Mm-hmm. Okay, like he's still a rookie and he's still coming along. You're right. Apologies. He's a second-year pro.
Player.
He's a sophomore. Like, he's raw. He's coming along.
I agree with you. I think Caleb, week by week, we have seen improvements. We have seen improvements. This was his worst game of the season. I believe that this was his worst game of the season. Like, even the Detroit game, I walked out of the Detroit game being like, I think Caleb hit the throws, and I thought that, like, it seemed like there was flow. Just the game got away from them defensively, and there really was no coming back from that. I think this is his worst game of the season. There's going to be ups and downs, and I totally understand that.
You got to have the positive.
I'm hoping there's a lot of things that on tape that, I'm a believer. At this point, I just got to say I'm a believer in Ben Johnson and being able to get those things figured out.
Yeah.
And
how about Rome?
Rome had a few drops. Yeah. And Rome's been very quiet the last 2 weeks. Last week against the Commanders, he had a touchdown taken away from him just from a
oh my gosh, were the refs not trying to blow the game?
A stupid call, yeah. Anyone who wants to try and say like, oh, the Commanders handed the Bears the ball game last week, no, like the BS swung both ways.
I can't.
There was some crazy calls.
The illegal formations is the worst call in all of football. I'm just gonna put it out there right now. It needs to be done.
I think that they're just trying to, like, I think it's become such a thing. Pre-snap motion is taken so much of the forefront over the last couple of years.
The Bears are doing it insane.
I know, and I think they're trying to just make sure that things.
I love it. I love pre-snap motion.
I know you love pre-snap motion, but I do think that they're probably trying to make sure it doesn't become too crazy and too hard to like officiate and manage.
It was because the tackle.
That one, that's different.
It was
trash. No, it was absolutely trash. So I'm saying, like, I'm not going to apologize for that loss just because Jaden Daniels fumbled it in the rain.
It's a good one. How about can I turn the page to my boy? Who I have been a truther for almost all of 25 and most of 24.
Sure, who would that be?
Do you know who I'm speaking of?
DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift, he's looked good.
Does he run hard, John?
He does run hard. He's found some holes and he's actually making some cuts and he's getting some splash plays.
You think? I mean, I know he's not elite, but I would consider him a pretty darn good back.
Let's see how he plays against the Ravens. That's all I got to say. Like I
said,
I mean,
the Ravens have one of the worst defenses in the league.
I mean, yes, that's true. That's true this year. So, like I said, like,
and Magungai. I'm telling you, is this our Thunder and Lightning? Is this our Monty and Gibbs?
I need to see it. I need to see it when the stakes are a little bit higher than at home against New Orleans Saints.
Where'd they go for 200? What was it? 200.
It was like 224 yards.
Yeah. I mean,
it was a great.
That is the backbone of a Ben Johnson offense.
I think it's very important.
Thunder, lightning, run, rip it. Yeah. Caleb deep. Let's go.
And the Canadian Eagle had he had a bad game overall, though I do think that his presence at left tackle and Darnell Wright being back at right, I do think that has made some difference in terms of the running game. I think that the passing game still has a lot to be desired, especially from the Canadian Eagle. Whose real name is escaping me, Theo Benedette.
Yes. But here's the thing, though: if you're gonna be able to rip off runs like that, and like Swift is getting to the second level, that's gonna require putting a safety in the box, right? And that's gonna open everything up. Like, people are gonna be cheating all of a sudden now. Yeah. And now it opens up for Caleb to do his thing. And I'm just telling you, John, like, Caleb may not look great, but they're putting this down on film. They're putting this down on tape, and the people are watching. They're gonna have to defend the run now.
And your point is well taken that Caleb did what he needed to do because the run game, shouldered a lot of it, and that's fine.
It's going to open up things.
And there have been plenty of games this year where Caleb has, like against the Raiders and against the Commanders, where Caleb needed to come out and play, crisp and like play mistake free, which he did. I think I said after the Raiders game, like the Bears had the ball with the lead one possession, and every other possession, Caleb was playing from behind, and they dug that game out and they won ugly. So Caleb has proven that he's been able to do that. So I mean, it's it's going to be really interesting to see what things look like against the Ravens and how Caleb bounces back. He said as much. Caleb said in the press conference, "I had a bad game. I missed throws on the run. Like, I need to play better than this." I think like it's not a controversial take to say he had a bad game this week.
I just don't think you can. Fine, but like, you're still winning ball games, and like, I like the self-criticism.
I'm not calling for Caleb Williams to be benched.
Did you see that thing I sent you about second-year players, like their like peak, their floor?
Yeah.
Did you see what Caleb's floor
was? That post was a couple of weeks old, and it's also clearly like troll bait. Like, people know that if you insult Caleb Williams, then everyone's going to rush into the comments.
And we know that too.
Yes, we know, and we know that too.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get mad about it at this point. That was clearly just a troll.
But it's just funny what I think about that sometimes.
Yeah. So basically, he said the floor was Jordan, the ceiling was Jordan Love, and the floor was, and
A bust.
the fact that they
I
made
know.
it Jordan
I
Love is
know. I know.
it's so transparent.
But I'm enjoying Caleb though. I think his progression has been great this year. Is he still on pace for 4,000 yards? He's gotta be pretty dang close.
I would say no, based on the most recent. He's probably just a tad under that. If you want to do that math.
What is this?
Olin
Kreutz?
Yeah. So basically, Olin Kreutz in this article kind of said,
176.
Yeah. So after 176 yards,
Maybe it wasn't as good as I thought.
No, it was. Well, you can look up a box score, and you can.
I didn't look at the box score. I just do what I see.
You can let us know. You can let us know in the comments if you change your opinion about that.
Thanks,
So
Sean.
no, he's under. I think he's under pace for 4,000 yards.
That's unfortunate.
Yes, Olin Kreutz I think basically said, hey, the Bears won the game. There's going to be ups and downs. Put it in context. Whatever. Blah blah blah.
How about the defensive takeaways too? Though I didn't really talk. We talk about DA, but just an overall great win. I'm super excited.
Yeah, the narrative all week was kind of been like you can't hang your hat on taking the ball away 2 or 3 times a game, because it's so random. It's so random, and and teams can just decide like, hey, we're just going to be more careful, just be a little more conservative with the ball and see what happens. That being said, it just keeps on happening. And I do think a lot of it is, Jaquan Brisker, Melvin Gordon, Kevin Byard's playing great. Tyreek Stevenson's playing great. So, I think that we are weak up front, but our linebacker play has been better now that we're healthy, and we've got some dynamic players in the back end.
The only true negative I have of this game is that the Bears went up 20-0 and took the foot off the gas.
Yes,
that is really the only true negative I have, John. Other than that, and the Saints aren't that good of a team. I actually kind of laughed because I saw Taysom Hill making plays at tight end, and I'm like, isn't that supposed to be your quarterback? Yeah. That's just kind of how the Saints are. They're just not a great organization. I think Kellen Moore is the head coach there, and I like Kellen Moore. I think he's a great offensive mind. I think he was the quarterback for the Statue of Liberty play in Boise State. Mm-hmm. I'm not 100% sure.
I don't know that.
I know he went to Boise State and he was a quarterback there, and he just won a Super Bowl with the Eagles as the offensive coordinator. He's a great offensive mind, but talk about going to a bad organization.
Yeah.
I was at a wedding this weekend and I was talking to someone and they were a Tennessee fan, and he was just talking about how bad the organization is and blah blah blah, and I was like, what happened with Mike Vrabel? Why did you let him go? He's like, no one knows. And then I kind of made the point. I was like, someone's got to be bad.
Yeah.
I think he's like, yeah, and Tennessee's bad.
I haven't watched Cam Ward at all, but it sounds like it's a mess of a situation there in Tennessee. As a guy, Cam Ward is just not a very hyped number 1 overall pick to begin with, and just has not looked great.
I think it's funny that they let Derrick Henry go, let him walk out the door. Then they sign who is the guy that was gambling from Atlanta?
Oh, I don't remember.
You know what I'm talking about though?
Yeah.
It's just weird moves. You fire Mike Vrabel. Yeah. I don't even know who the head coach is down there anymore.
When I think Nashville, Tennessee, I don't necessarily think football.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tennessee is just one. It just feels like one step away from Arkansas for me in terms of what are you doing down there?
Well, you remember CJ2K? He was pretty good for a while there. You remember Steve McNair? He was pretty good too for a while.
Yeah.
I reminisce down.
Was that the only Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Was it McNair who the reach?
Yeah. The Turf Bowl and they lost to the Rams.
Yeah,
they were close. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's it for the Saints.
So and we kind of talked about this before I hit record. And I think the fact that you've been on vacation for a week, we just seem to be not in lockstep in any of our opinions today. Jake Moody,
I love it.
Cairo Santos injured again for the second week. Jake Moody is now gone. So he was 3 for 4 against the Commanders, and he was 4 for 4. So 7 for 8.
Pretty good to me.
Yeah, I can't argue that. Especially in like both games were pretty bad conditions. He came in and did what he needed to do.
So here's the thing about Jake Moody. So Jake Moody was a third round pick, 99th overall, Michigan product at a San Fran. Mm-hmm. And I had him his rookie year because I lived on Moody Street. Mm-hmm. So I was like, obviously.
Excellent story, Kevin.
I'm just telling you, how do you pick your fantasy kicker?
Not based on my childhood street.
Okay. it's not my childhood street. You're not going to get that. What street did you grow up on? Security code. It wasn't that. It was Voss.
And what was the last 4 of your social security?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow, crazy. Mine too.
Isn't that crazy? Anyways, though, I'm telling you, Jake Moody's a baller. I'm happy he came. The Bears have had kicking troubles, and ever since Santos hasn't been able to kick it out of the end zone, week 1 against Minnesota, I wanted a new kicker. I'm calling for the head. Bless you.
Why the hell
was that a legit sneeze?
That was a real sneeze.
It felt like a real sneeze.
It was a real sneeze.
And you just
Jake Moody is a baller. Like, where do you get that from? We were just looking at his numbers.
Kickers can be ballers.
He had a fine rookie season, but kicked 84%, 4 for 6 from 40.
60 for 61 on extra points, 123 points. I bet you that's pretty dang good, Johnny.
It's not.
Okay.
And like last year, he went 6 for 11.
That was last year.
From 40.
I'm not saying last year.
From 40. And then he starts one game with San Francisco. He misses a 30-yarder. He misses a 20-yarder. And he misses an extra point. No, he didn't miss an extra point. But he missed 2 short kicks. I think that I saw like a clip. I think it was Deebo Samuels who like punched him in the head and told him to lock in. Yeah, this is real.
I'd like to see that clip.
Yeah, here, you hold the floor for a second while I see if I can find that.
Well, I was also trying to pull what the average kickers are per week because 123 seems a lot. Like, that's a lot. So here, let me just tell you, average kicking for total points per season, average is between 105 and 123. So he's average. He's almost above
Pull up Cairo
average.
Santos numbers. We can do this super easy.
Okay, so league average is 118. Like, that's pretty dang good. Like, I'm just telling you, he's a good kicker, and he's kicking. And the thing about kicking sometimes is it's a mental thing, okay? Like, putting the ball through the goalpost without question is a mental thing. And when you go 3 for 4 and then 4 for 4, you hit a game-winning field goal like that, your confidence has to be sky high, and that's the type of stuff that we need. And it's part of the all facets of the game. And the Bears right now, they need that. You find it? If you didn't, I'm going to take this opportunity because I hadn't called it out yet. If you haven't checked out our article in Stroll Park Ridge in the October or September issue, please check it out. We did a great feature for us. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
I don't have time to look up the context for this. It's not quite what I thought I saw. Basically, Deebo, this is him hitting the long snapper.
That's not Jake Moody.
But presumably after a missed kick. So whatever. The numbers speak for themselves. Like,
you know what the funny thing about that clip is, Johnny? 2 of the 3 players there aren't on the team anymore.
So?
I'm just telling you, like, bad locker room guys, bad locker room juju.
So Cairo Santos, yes, at the beginning of the season, he couldn't kick it out the back of the end zone. I don't hold that against him personally because, like I said, there are.
What do you mean you don't hold it? Your job is to kick the football.
Cairo Santos. Let's just look at his stats.
What do you mean you can't hold it against him? His job is to kick the ball. 129 with KC.
85%, 84%, 92%, 91%, 86%,
yeah,
93%.
He's a decent kicker.
He is accurate, and we can't count on Jake Moody once he gets the yips again to hit a 30-yarder. I'm not dealing with that.
Well, he doesn't have the yips right now, John.
I'm not dealing with that. And also, I'm also somewhat of a believer that you shouldn't lose your job from an injury.
That's fair.
To a guy who got picked up off the practice squad because he's got a track record of not being reliable.
That's actually a fair point that I will agree with you on. The only thing, though, that I'm going to counter to that is that this is the NFL. This isn't high school football. And I'm not trying to be an asshole here, but, like, this is the pros.
Sure.
And, like, if you're on hot and you're killing it, like, Santos has got to understand, like, hey, like, kicking is a very much like
Santos isn't even having a bad year.
I'm not saying he is.
He hit a game winner.
I know. I'm not saying he's not having a good year. I'm just saying though, like this is the NFL. Like, and with the way betting is now, there are millions of dollars changing hands and stuff like that. You can't. You
know what? Me and my brother, who actually said he misses the triangle, by the way.
I know. I saw.
Oftentimes, like he'll watch the podcast every week. So shout out Michael if you're still watching. We will often get together and be like, what the fuck is Kevin talking about? Because Jake Moody has not proven himself to be good.
Mike, how about I'm going to plead to you right now.
And I know Michael's going to agree with me. Like the Jake Moody has been bad. And Cairo Santos has been good.
This is what I'm going to say, Mike. If you have a kicker who's kicking field goals and winning games, why are you going to not let him kick games anymore? I'm just telling you, you can't.
I already know when Cairo Santos is healthy again, assuming that this isn't like a bad injury. If he's good to go this week, he's going to be the starter, and Jake Moody's going to get Jake Moody will hold no ill will because he was given a shot to resurrect his career, and somebody will put him on the team. He's come out, he's kicked a game-winning kick, he's kicked in bad conditions, he's proven himself to be decent. I'm not really looking to say Jake Moody needs to be kicked out of the league. I think he resurrected his career. I really think that he did. Someone is going to take him, but the Bears have a better kicker than Jake Moody right now.
I'm actually more upset that Mike and you gang up on me in private and don't tell me about it.
I just told you about it right now. I don't know what you want me to say.
That shit hurts. Shit cuts deep.
Just fucking have better takes, man. Like you're saying Jake Moody is a baller. Based on what? You've said nothing except, I just think Jake Moody should be the starter. This is the NFL.
I said he is on a hot streak right now, and you cannot take that away from him.
Cairo Santos wasn't on a cold streak.
Let's just see what happens. Let's just see what happens.
What's going to happen?
We'll find out.
What's going to happen is they are going to put Jake Moody back on the practice squad once Cairo Santos is healthy, assuming that this isn't some lingering injury that they don't want to even chance at all because he's just not. He doesn't have that. Doesn't have the swing back.
I didn't know you and Poles were best friends, and you got him on speed dial, and you know what he's doing with his roster moves.
Because I know ball, man. I'm sorry that you don't You're here to remember the names of the obscure people I don't, but
that's all I'm here for.
Exactly. So I'm already telling you that Jake Moody will not be the starter for the Chicago Bears in Week 10.
Well,
barring this being a bad injury, of course.
I'm projected to win my fantasy matchup now. This is very good. Let's
good for you.
Let's talk. Let's move on to the Baltimore Ravens.
Yes.
So I read a report right before this game started, or the podcast started here. It sounds like Lamar wasn't at practice on Monday. When Harbaugh was asked about if he will be available or if he's going to play, very non-committal at all. You know who the backup is for Baltimore?
I presume he's been playing. I don't know who it is.
Oh, this is what I'm here for, the obscure names.
Exactly, yeah.
This is what I'm here for.
Tell me who the backup
this
for
is what I'm here for. None other than former backup quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
Cooper Rush.
There we go. I led him. I gave him a little bread.
I appreciate that, yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
I know.
Just to remember the dumb names. For real though, I do have a weird memory about that in colleges. Pretty good with where players went to college too. It's my little autism stuff.
It's funny you say that. Kids.
Yeah.
I saw a meme when we had the Unk Bowl, the Aaron Rodgers versus Joe Flacco game.
Love that.
Like someone just saying I'm 38 years old. This might be the last opportunity where I get to watch a football game where both the starting quarterbacks are older than me.
Yeah.
I think that next week we should calculate the percentage of the Bears active 52-man roster that is older than us. And I think that should be maybe something we do again next year.
Do you want to take? I would take a guess right now. Do you want to take a guess?
What percentage of the 52-man roster? I bet there are. I'm gonna guess I'm gonna say 13%.
Under.
You're gonna take the under on that?
I'm gonna take the under.
So basically, I'm saying that there's probably 7 or 8 people
way
over
under
the age. You think so?
Yeah, dude. That
could be true.
I'm thinking less than 10%.
We'll come back with that next week. With that number. So we are 34. You're about to be 35.
About to be 35.
So how many people on the Bears roster do we think are older than us? And I think that'll be an interesting thing to track. Well, the day comes when there is nobody on the roster, which God, I hope that's not today. I guess I don't actually know the answer to this question. I believe Cairo Santos is probably older than us. Should we just look this up now? Now I really want to know.
Is older than
don't just look up the roster. But I guess then you have to look up the age. This could actually be a little bit of a project.
Yeah, it's just, what do you mean? We have ChatGPT, so you could do it for us.
ChatGPT sometimes confuses years.
I'm sorry, I can't find a relatable.
We'll come back with that one next week. But yeah, the day that it happens, and like I said, maybe that is the Bears aren't not a particularly old team. That there are no active members of the team that I root for that are younger than me is going to be a sad, sad day.
Anyway. Okay, but anyway, so coming with Baltimore, like I alluded to earlier, their defense is atrocious.
Yeah, I think they've been hurt though. I think Roquan has been out. I think they've been banged up. If you look at the AFC North, they're not counting the Ravens out of that by any means. Just by how they've looked.
I'm sure. I'm really into this now.
You're really into like how many people.
Yeah.
That information has got to exist. But here's what I'll say: if Lamar Jackson plays against the Bears on Sunday, I think that is a matchup nightmare. And this is something, I'm going to try and flex a little bit of the ball I know here, because I was listening to the radio all day today, and I don't think that this was talked about enough. I think lots of people are saying, yeah, the Ravens are 1-5, but they were clearly not that bad of a team. But the Ravens have all these holes. If Lamar Jackson plays, and we have to contend with a scrambling quarterback, that is
Johnny.
very specifically. Oh no! Don't even tell me.
Oh, Johnny.
Oh, what do we got?
You are so wrong.
What? How many people over the age of 34 are there on the Chicago Bears?
Johnny, there is one.
Who is it?
He's a mentor. He's basically a player coach.
Who is it?
Case Keenum.
Case Keenum is the only.
He's 30. He's 37.
He is the only Chicago Bear older than us.
Carlos Santos is 33. Joe Tooney's 32. Grady Jarrett's 32. Kevin Byard's 32.
That's crazy,
dude. I told.
Who was that tight end that we had last year that everyone's like, oh, he's
Mercedes Lewis.
Yeah.
Once again, that's what I'm here for.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Mercedes Lewis was almost 40 though. That dude.
Case Keenum is the only Chicago Bear who was older than
I
us.
told you it'd be less than 10%. I didn't think it was gonna be that low. I didn't think it was gonna be like less than 2%.
I really thought there was gonna be like 5 or 6, and it was gonna be a couple of like some linemen or I don't know.
Nope, man.
I guess the fact that I couldn't really name anybody off the top of my head who might have been older was for the first red flag.
Santos was close at 33, honestly. Like, dude,
yeah, as soon as I said it, I'm like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Wow.
That is brutal, man.
That is brutal.
So
the day that Case Keenum leaves the team,
we will be there's people on the practice squad.
Doesn't count. It's got to be active.
There's
roster.
a 31-year-old in the practice squad.
It's got to be active roster. It doesn't count.
Dude, that stinks, man. Thanks for ruining my day.
So, who after Case Keenum, who's the oldest?
Carl Santos.
At 34, 30,
33.
33?
Yeah,
Wow.
dude.
Crazy.
Well,
with that piece of information, so Lamar Jackson, if he plays,
yeah,
the Bears have a style of defense that is the takeaways are coming because the Bears play a lot of man defense.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope I'm not putting my foot in my mouth by saying that because I haven't looked at the percentage, but I know that's like kind of Dennis Allison's thing.
100%.
The thing about man defense is what do you do a bad job of defending against when you run man? Do you know the answer to this question?
Containing the quarterback. Because, you got basically when you're in zone, you're kind of looking forward. You're covering your space. You got your eyes in the backfield, and you're kind of reading the quarterback's eyes. You're playing man. You're just watching your guy. 100%.
And it is very easy for your guy to get cleared out of his zone, and then Lamar Jackson takes off. I think the Bears are going to have a hard time defending that.
Let me tell you something.
I do think I don't know what the Ravens injury situation looks like on defense, but if they get a little bit more healthy, I think it could be a problem. I think this could. Right now, the line is 6.5, and honestly, I think that's right. I think people are bewildered. I think people are bewildered that a 4-2 team could be a 1-touchdown dog against a 1-5 team. But honestly, I see it.
I mean, well, let's talk about that. So the Ravens have played. I don't even know. They played Kansas City. They played the Eagles, and they played the Bills. I know right off the bat.
Yeah,
those are tough. And then on top of that, Lamar's been out. But I don't need to tell you anything about man defense or zone defense or any of that stuff. I'm going to tell you, you're playing a 2-time MVP. Yeah. One of the best players that we have seen in our generation at the quarterback position.
Coming off the bye, too.
Yeah.
Right? Coming off the bye. Yeah.
It doesn't matter, John, if what scheme you run. It is near impossible to contain Lamar Jackson. Yeah. There's a reason he's a 2-time MVP.
And I don't like young, developing, dare I say, project quarterbacks like Caleb Williams against a guy like John Harbaugh, who's seen it all.
Yeah, the defense
clearly has a defensive mind.
Yeah,
will know how to confuse Caleb.
The defense though is ranked like 32nd in the league. They are getting torched right now.
I mean, I guess I have not seen enough of the Ravens with my own eyes. I just kind of know what the numbers and like the talking points that are out there. But it worries me. I guess we can close this out.
I'm going to say another couple things about the Ravens game that does worry me. That Derrick Henry, like if he gets going, that's scary. Okay, like I it could get not ugly, like 6.5 point dogs, like you said. Like if Derrick Henry does his thing, this could be a come back to earth, come back to Jesus game for us.
Yeah.
So let's enjoy this victory Monday.
Exactly. No, exactly. Like I said, this is one that when we were doing our preseason projections, we were just like, yeah, no way. Like this is probably the most obvious L. It's less of an obvious L now because the Ravens have not looked good. But my prediction for this game is 27-13 Ravens. That's aggressive, but I'm gonna stick to it. I'm gonna hold myself on that number right now. 27-13.
My prediction will be
if Lamar plays.
Yeah.
I'd say it's even money if we're dealing with Cooper.
Oh yeah, it'd be great. I think the Bears win the game.
Yeah.
I got you 24-30.
24-30 Ravens. Okay.
That's assuming Lamar plays too. If not, I'll do 24-20. I think the Bears can win this game without that. But we did talk about their schedules. I do want to preview this real quick, right? This is a little cupcake part of their schedule. They got the Ravens, away Ravens, and they play the Bengals, who now have Joe Flacco, which
Did you see Tomlin's reaction to
why would they trade a quarterback intra-division? Totally agree. That's jacked up. Just for context, Sean, a lot of teams don't want to trade like intra-conference.
Yeah.
Like they don't want to play like they want to do it out of the conference because that way the only way they're going to see them is the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Like just putting that out there. Will you play them twice a year? That's ridiculous.
So the Bengals,
and then we play.
Is it the Giants after that?
6-4 in the house.
So that's the Giants.
Yeah.
Okay. Who lost to the Saints, but almost beat the Broncos. In who knows what that team really is? Who's after the Giants?
Then we play Vikings.
Okay, so then we're in the
Steelers, Eagles,
schedule, yeah.
Packers, Browns, yay, and then Packers, Niners, Lions.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to come down to whatever happens these next couple of games, barring we don't lose all of them. It really depends what we do in the division. I mean, that's going to be what decides whether or not we go to the playoffs. What happens against the Saints, what happens against the Commanders was never going to be what decides whether or not we go into the playoffs. It's going to be what happens when we actually get to the meat of division, when we play the Packers 2 times in 3 weeks.
I'm going to revise my score. I'm going to go 30-24 Bears.
30-24 Bears.
Even if Lamar plays.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. And I think DeAndre.
We might as well disagree about everything.
I think DeAndre goes for another 100+ yards. Caleb throws for 300.
Ooh.
I think Loveland gets his first touchdown.
All right. I'd love for you to be correct.
You can put it on the board.
Bear down. If you're still watching, you're a real one. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps us out. We love the comments. Any interaction helps get this video boosted out. The algorithm has not liked us recently. So if you're still watching, please just say something in the comments. What do you like about the season? What's your prediction for this week? What have you? Kevin, I'm not wearing a hat today. Can you grace us with your hat flip? Peace.
Oh!
I think you did. I think you fucked things up last week or last time we did this too. Like everything just fell.
Did it?
Yeah.